Well, Yaz, what is better than a little bit of caffeine and some video games? There's nothing better, is there?
Well, getting paid 6 figures to play them professionally.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Touché. Now, let's take a look at the exciting world of esports.
While most people play video games in some form, what you might not be aware of is all around the globe, online and live gaming has exploded into a profession called esports.
It's absolutely epic. We're going to get this trending. We're going to get nerds all over the world watching this.
In the last decade or so, professional gaming has mainly been dominated by the South Koreans, where the original game StarCraft is considered a national sport. With its own celebrities earning 6-figure salaries and with its own dedicated television stations. Recently, a similar trend has begun to develop in the West.
A Canadian champion!
With the release of StarCraft 2 in 2010, a thriving international competitive scene has emerged.
It's about time.
With gamers from the original StarCraft and from Warcraft 3 making the switch. With the huge demand, many leagues and esports organisations outside of Korea are hosting StarCraft 2 tournaments. However, the global StarCraft 2 League tournaments are acknowledged as the most prestigious of them all by the gaming community. With so many leagues, players have begun to earn big prize money, with over 10 players earning over $100,000 since the release of the game.
Where are you going to take this skill now?
To the bank.
To the bank!
With the highest earner being the player known as MC, who has made upwards of $330,000. Esports in Australia is still trying to catch up with the rest of the world, but thanks to GAMECOM TV being broadcast at a prime time for Australians to watch, a scene has developed here as well.
Aaron, that has completely blown my mind. I never thought this whole industry even existed.
2 words, yes? Gob smacked.
Yeah.
Legions of fans, big trophies, and lots of money.
Oh, just
Clearly, I think we're in the wrong industry, but as you mentioned during the package, possibly one thing missing.
Where are the chicks? I would like to know, where are the women?
Where are the chicks? And I'm glad you brought it up. Thanks for bringing that up, Yasmin.
Where are the women in this sport?
I don't want to complain to our floor manager or anything, but this is cold and also water. Disappointing.
Coming up after the break, we talk to pro gamer Daniel Haynes, also known by his handle deth, about StarCraft and esports here in Australia.
Welcome back to Melbourne 22. Now, joining us here in the studio is Daniel Haynes, a pro gamer from our hometown Melbourne. Now, Daniel, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Daniel, you play StarCraft professionally, and can you tell us what is StarCraft for those who don't play?
So it's basically a strategy game. It's played on the computer. It's not on any console. You play it with a keyboard and mouse. And it's basically a game where you build up an army, you build up bases, you have to manage an economy, and then the goal is sort of to outmaneuver your opponent and win battles. And through winning battles, you can win a game. It's sort of like a chess game if there were no turns, but so you're sort of throwing pieces all over the board and seeing who can basically knock over their king.
It sounds like a massively competitive type of game, and I mean, we're pretty much the uneducated ones. Yeah. This is like a worldwide movement, isn't it? What kind of training goes into something like this? And it's just, I mean, somebody says video game training to me, and I'm thinking finger push-ups, squeezy grips,
pizza.
And, you know, thumb wars.
Eating pizza.
And eating pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it's not like that, or is it?
It's actually not like that at all. I mean...
It's a shame. I threw it out there. And
I think the sort of training that you do, it really depends on the game. But, I mean, looking at StarCraft, which I play and I'm thoroughly invested in, it differs all around the world. So there's different training regiments that different people use. But specifically, I think the most famous ones would be what the Koreans use. Mm-hmm. Now, the Koreans play the game... it's shown on TV. There's crowds of thousands that turn out to live events to watch it. Just like we'd go and like watch a concert or go and watch football. But so the Koreans, they actually have houses. And so they've got all these computers set up in a house, and they have maybe 14, 15 gamers living there at a time, and they will just literally play the game all day.
Wow, so it's like an intense camp of
it is,
training.
absolutely.
A training
it's like
camp.
It's a boot camp.
It really is.
And people get paid to do this.
Oh, they do.
This is mental. This completely blows my mind, actually.
So literally it's up in the morning, like, you know, if you're a swimmer, up in the morning, in the pool, it's like up in the morning, you know, slippers on and game.
Go, yeah.
Well, most of them don't tend to wake up in the morning. They play through to like 2 or 3 in the morning and get up at like 11. But yeah, it's that sort of idea.
Oh.
Amazing.
So can you tell me what's the live or LAN scene like here in Australia for pro gaming, and are there many events that you attend?
It's definitely not on the level of what we have in Korea. I think there's a number of factors why that is. I mean, in Australia, like, you haven't heard of it before today. And I think we don't have the sort of advertising. There's a bit of social stigma against gaming, but it is certainly evolving in Australia. Now, we have some really big events like the Australian Cyber League, and they've only just this year started to incorporate StarCraft 2 into their games lineup. And we do get some spectators out to that event. It's watched on the internet. Like most of these events are streamed over the internet, and people, thousands of people, sometimes even hundreds of thousands, tune in to watch an event just like it was on the TV. In Australia, actually next week, we have a massive event coming up. We've got 2 of the Korean or English commentators that cast games in Korea, and they're coming over to commentate an event which will be held in Sydney. Now, Blizzard, who makes the game, and they also make like World of Warcraft and stuff, they're going to be there, they're running it. We've got soundproof booths. I think they had 300 seats. They actually sold out in 15 minutes.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much for telling us about this. A whole new world for me. And what about you, Aaron?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Crazy. Now, if people want to find out a little bit about where to go to learn more about the gaming industry, where can they go on Facebook and Twitter?
Facebook, my team is Nv, and you should also check out Team Liquid. It's a really big pro gaming and StarCraft related site. On Twitter, you can follow me on deth. And also probably follow other people that are really big in the industry, like Turtle Biscuit. And yeah, Team Liquid again on Twitter.
Sounds good. All right. Well, Daniel, thank you very much for joining us.